What's good, people? What's good? What's good? What's good? Come on in. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. What's up, Udi? Can you send me that picture that we took the other day? It was so amazing. You look like you're having fun in the sun. Happy New Year's Eve to you all. Hey, Mom. How y'all feeling today? I am feeling amazing. Ready for tonight. Tonight is the night, as they would say. Tonight is the night. It is New Year's Eve service. Where will you be? I will be in the house of the Lord. Okay. Tonight at 10 p.m., we will be live at New Light Church, 10 p.m. Get in the building. There is a word. If you are coming tonight, put a hand raise in the chat. If you are coming tonight, put a hand raise in the chat. Tonight is going to be on a whole another level. Hey, Miss Lisa, I'm so hype about tonight. And I haven't had a whole lot of sleep, but I'm hype. I am, let me say this. If you haven't signed up for the men's advance and the She Rose glamping. So I did a precursor to the She Rose glamping in a way with some of my girlfriends last night. We hadn't been able to get together all year long. And what was supposed to be like from 7 to midnight turned in from 7 to 5 this morning. And we stayed up all night. So shout out to my crew. And it was everything that I needed last night. And the dialogue and all of that. But I'm ready for tonight. I see a couple hand raised. If you're gonna be watching online, just tell me you'll be online. But tonight is gonna be amazing. 10 p.m. I get the privilege and the joy of preaching with my father. I want you to really be on time tonight for worship. If worship tonight is anything like it was Sunday, and we don't fabricate moments, but the moment of just reflection. And that's really what I wanted to do that I got on is I wanted to have a moment of this is a day where you're going to have to interact with me. But Sunday was one of those moments. I see y'all saying online. If you're going to be online, make sure that you tell somebody to join us as well. But the word for tonight, the word for, I always pray about a word for the church, word for my life. And I was actually sitting, I believe, in Strategies Conference. And I heard this word and it just resonated and jumped in my spirit. And tonight we're going to be talking about audacious faith and the audacity to be. I've got something really cool in the lobby for you. Can men come with their wives for She Rose League? For the conference, yes. But for the glamping, it's a girls only event. So glamping is January 23rd through the 24th. She Rose League Conference is April 29th through May 2nd. And yes, you can come and hang out for the conference. Sunday was awesome. It really was. And so tonight we'll open up with prayer. And then, of course, we'll have worship. We will have our audacious walls up or our audacity to be walls up where you're going to be able to have a chance to write on the wall what you're going to have the audacity to be this year. And I want you to start preparing yourself and thinking about that. What will you have the audacity to be? I know what they said you could not be, but what will you step out on faith and have the audacity to be in 2026? You know, I was thinking today, and I don't have a lesson for you. I just wanted to gather here and first say, and this is really part of this moment. Let me say thank you for your just rocking with me all year long. I am ever grateful for people who have remained the course and who have rocked with me all year long, year after year. But in this season of my life, I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly that people have recognized the God in me and are willing to rock with me to watch God do what only He can. And when I tell you there's even greater in store and there's greater that's ahead, 2026 will be a great year. I was thinking about this and how most of the time we close out the year. And while I believe, your new year can start anytime, but we do honor. Thank you, Miss Georgetta. Come on, that's my Sarah. Um, I think sometimes people don't realize because of the position that I'm in that your presence, your commitment, it means, yeah, I'm eternally grateful. But I was thinking about this new year, and we do recognize the season change. Of course, you have the Jewish New Year, you have the Chinese New Year, so you can start your new year at any point. But we recognize what's happening in our society. And if you're not careful, you will get into the disgruntled chatter at the end of the new year and go into a new season expecting something different. But I want to caution you today that don't enter this new season carrying the frustration and the disgruntledness of 2025. And so you have people like, ooh, I'm so glad when this year's over. And I've done that some years. And I've taken that negativity, I've taken that energy into a new year. And then you wonder why you've got this, it's still not working out because you keep going into new seasons with the same old script. Can I encourage you today that as we prepare to cross over into 2026, that you do it with gratitude? Can I encourage you that as we cross over into a new year, that before we move to January 2026, and the date changes on the calendar, can you pause and find something in this year to be grateful for? So there's a new TikTok trend, and this is what I wanted to do with you today in this virtual space. There's this new TikTok trend, and so I had an opportunity last night to do it with my girlfriends. And so you get this cake, and instead of having, or you may have candles, but you put like a stake in the cake of your accomplishment, and you had to verbalize your accomplishment. And so we had to verbalize something that we've accomplished this year. And I want to give you an opportunity really quick, and I'm actually going to do this tonight. I call it a reflection moment, a reflection of gratitude. Can you think of one thing that you accomplished that you can see God's hand in this year? Because I refuse to co-sign and say 2025 was all bad. Did it have its challenges? Yes. Did it have some rough times or some moments that I didn't expect? Absolutely. But through it all, I saw the hand of the Lord. Through it all, I've watched God provide. And if you're not careful, you will magnify the challenge and miss the gratitude. And I started thinking about, even from a spiritual and scriptural standpoint, that before they would move from place to place, we call it, they would build an altar. But building the altar was a place of sacrifice, but it was also a place of saying, God, I acknowledge you as source and sustainer. I acknowledge the goodness, and I am grateful for what you've done. So before we move into 2026, can you have a gratitude altar in this moment of finding one thing that you can say, God, I'm grateful that I was able to accomplish that. And when we started first, we were like, oh, what are we going to put? Because what weighs you down initially is the challenge. What weighs you down initially is what didn't work. But then when you start thinking of, wait a minute, God showed up and he did this and he did that. By the time I had 3 accomplishments that I listed on my little card. And I want you to do that. Before we jump off, I'm not going to be long today, but I want you to put one of your accomplishments in the chat. I'm healing. God is still my anchor, faith, family, church, and on and on. I'm grateful that God released me from no longer being held captive to the heartbreak and betrayal of my past. Come on, that's a good one. Y'all put in the comments. I'm going to read them out because I want to graduate with my bachelor's in psychology. One of my accomplishments, I clearly saw God's hand in my life that made a way to bring me from living out of my car into a home. Come on. Nobody but God did that. I could run with you. And see, I want y'all to see the feeling. And I know we're not moved by feelings, but the shift that it does for you when you move from being disgruntled, when you move from ingratitude, when you move from co-signing on this whole, oh, this year, everything, it tried me, it drained me. No, he sustained me. He kept me. So, reset retreat, baptism, part of the choir, trusting God's process without understanding the move. I've learned God in a way. I could say it. It was good that I faced some challenges because I know God. What was one of your accomplishments? Hey, son, but something you accomplished this year. My daughter's doing a better job in class because I'm managing my anxiety. Come on. See, when you can now move into gratitude and it impacts those who are around you, restored my peace, physically able to do more in ministry. Yes, it made me want to pray more. Not an hour goes by that I'm not praying even while I'm working. But see, it's these moments where you pause, and I don't want you to leave out this year. You got goals for 2026, but can you put a gratitude? So tonight, me and Apostle are teaching together. Tonight, we're going to give you the prophetic word. Apostle has the prophetic word for the year that he has heard from God. I've had a chance to hear it, read it over. It is so on point. My faith is stronger. Assign supporters. The South soul right when I needed it. The people in my life. I watched my son graduate from college. I still got my house, still got my health, still got my strength, restored a relationship, accepted into nursing school, grateful for God for the shift. Family being restored. Stop being afraid and being afraid. Join the prayer ministry. Come on, Desi. New vehicle, more peace. We have so much. So when we want to say, man, this year no, it wasn't a bust. You can look at it like that. You can look at it as it was bad, or you can say, for this, I give you praise, and for this, I give you glory. And whether it was you started remodeling something, you got out of debt, combined my debt so I could be a better steward over my finances, that's a good one. Whether it is a school accomplishment, whether it's just that you didn't lose it, that you had some opportunities to lose it, accepted a teaching position out of the country, grateful to obtain my God-given assignment in marketplace after 8 months of applying, interviewing, facing rejection, obtained a job I did not apply for. See, God is faithful. New level in prayer. Wake up call. God is faithful. And 2026, you got to understand there's more. But before you leave this place, make an altar of gratitude. Before you leave this 2025, I just want to encourage you to have an altar of gratitude. And then be audacious to believe. Have the audacity to believe that he's not done, that there's more, that no matter what's going on around you, the Lord will provide. That just as you've seen him provide, he didn't bring you this far to stop providing. You got your joy back. You still got, there's some things that you could have lost on the way. There's some things that the enemy tried to take from you, but you got your joy back. You're still here. So I'll have a deep lesson. Y'all know we did one of my members bought me this shirt. It says, and God did. And then on the back, it says, unlocking more. But God did it. And he used you to do it. And the next level is far greater. The next level is far bigger. But you got to have the boldness to go after it. So I want you to join me tonight. I just jumped on here to say, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that through it all, I've been able to stand. I'm grateful for, prioritizing me. I'm grateful to see another year, but I'm extremely grateful that God kept his word. Tonight, you got to be in the building. You got to hear this word. If you're in Houston, I said it like this. You don't need a club experience. You know, to some people, it's not fancy. You need a word. You need to hear what God is saying. Thank you, Miss Lisa. You need to hear what God is saying for you as you cross over into a new season. And you can't be scared, because what he has for you in this new year is going to require more of you, but it's going to elevate you. So my prayer for you is that as you reflect on God's goodness, you also then position yourself to receive what he has for you in this new season. Know that I love you for real. Know that I am praying for you. I am rooting for you, but I'm excited about your future. So that's Lunchtime Live today. Just a moment of gratitude. Meet me tonight. Hey, Kim. Meet me tonight. 10 p.m. Doors open 9. Right on the Audacity to Be wall. 2026, I have the audacity to be everything that to do everything that God has put in my heart to do. I have the audacity to show up, She Rose Glamping. I have the audacity to win. I have the audacity. Keep believing. Keep dreaming. I have the audacity to be disciplined. I have the audacity to be intentional. And I have the audacity to know who God called, created, and chose me to be. I hope you have the audacity in this new year to be everything that God has designed and called you to be. Miss Carolyn, that means a lot. I'm grateful for you, Dr. I. You helped me unlock more. All right, y'all. That's all I wanted. Find something. Write it down. Put it before you. You may not have a cake. Go get a cupcake. You know, we did that. Remember, we celebrated the gift at one point, but I want you to celebrate and pause and reflect that through it all, you got some accomplishments. It really wasn't as bad as you thought it was. It really wasn't as bad as it seemed. God's got some great things in store for you. I got a word for you tonight. Y'all know I have to pace myself, because if I start talking about audacity, I'll be done spilled the whole beans for tonight. I know you pray for me. I'm praying for you. Let's go cross over into 2026, because there's more.